Hello and welcome to another episode of the NBA Ask Aaron Anything podcast. Today is Wednesday, October 17th, 2018. I'm your host, Aaron Herzog. I'm here to answer your NBA-related questions in goofy, silly, funny ways. Let's get to it. Look, today's another episode of a season preview. I'm going to try to answer more season preview type questions for you. It's the second day of NBA action. Season got off to a blistering start. Not a happy one if you're a Philadelphia 76ers fan like myself. It looks like we're never going to be able to beat Boston. Ever. Joel Embiid said it best. People keep calling it a rivalry. It is not yet a rivalry. Boston keeps kicking Philly's ass. And something's got to happen. But who knows what? Not me, because I haven't thought about it, because nobody asked me the question. I mean, if somebody's listening to this and wants to know what I would think if I was the general manager of the Philadelphia 76ers, what I would do to turn things around and beat Boston, you could ask me, and then I could spend a week racking my brains before I answer it because I don't know where they would go. It's real tough. Boston is in a chokehold of a position. And you know what? I'm gonna start off with a question. I'm gonna start off with a question that got asked me by Johnny Goodtimes. He asked me where trading up to take Markelle Fultz over Jason Tatum will go down in terms of the worst draft day decisions in NBA history. I mean, if I'm already talking about Philly and Boston, I might as well talk about this. Where will it go down in worst draft day decisions? Well, the one he mentioned to me directly after was the fact that Milwaukee traded Dirk Nowitzki for Robert Tractor Trailer, which is worse right now because Dirk Nowitzki is a top 15, 20, 25 player of all time in the NBA, and Tractor Trailer, to put it kindly, did not pan out as an NBA player. It's funny, a guy named Tractor wasn't really good at an NBA, at the game of athletic grace that is the NBA. A guy that they were like, hey, he's comparable to farm machinery. He is a powerful force that could what does a tractor do? Plow? No, a plow plows. I don't even know. It pulls stuff. A tractor pulls. He can pull other heavy things. Oh, that sounds like a great skill to have as a basketball player. We should trade him for one of the greatest power forwards of all time, who's going to be way ahead of his time and change the way that the game is played. I guess nobody knew that at the time. Or he was just some goofy German teenager. But oof, what a trade. But you know what? At least Milwaukee didn't give up another pick to do it. At least they didn't give him another pick that will probably end up a top 5 pick and possibly be another superstar level player like an RJ Barrett or a Cameron Payne or a Zion Williamson or whoever else is at Duke this year. Just somebody else from Duke. They're all at Duke and they're all going to the Boston Celtics. It's high school phenom to Duke to Boston and just skipping over Philadelphia. That's the way it goes. Philly's going to have Simmons and they're going to have Embiid and they're going to have a trade that haunts them forever because they could have probably got Markelle Fultz if they stayed at number 3. Boston ate their lunch with that trade, and I was celebrating it. I was one of the idiots on the internet, on Twitter, tweeting about how great of a move it was. Oh, this is great. They're not going to need that pick because Markelle Fultz is going to be the third star that they need. And who knows? He could maybe turn it around, right? He could maybe become a very great player. I still have hope. I said yesterday, I still believe in Markelle Fultz because I have to believe in Markelle Fultz. And I want him to become a great player. And even if he does, the Celtics have Jason Tatum, and they're going to get somebody else out of it. So no matter how good Markelle Fultz going to be as good as 2 top 5 draft picks, one of them being Jason Tatum, another one being that the draft this year seems like it's got some pretty good talent in it. And if it's not the number 1 pick, the Celtics get it. If it is the number 1 pick and the Sixers hold on to it through force of sheer luck, then the trade becomes less bad. Trade becomes a lot less bad if they get that tiny sliver of chance of luck that Sacramento gets that ping pong for the number 1 pick. Philly keeps it. They can take who they want, and then then they get the most lucky nonsense that's ever happened to any player. Other than that, it's looking pretty bad. It's up there. Top 5 worst draft day decisions of all time. And we're not counting, it's worse than the Blazers taking Sam Bowie over Michael Jordan, because that was very defensible at the time. It's worse than, who else? The Sixers taking Jahlil Okafor over Kristaps Porzingis. It's worse than that because they didn't trade to do it and give up another player. The Indiana Pacers gave up Kawhi Leonard and 2 other players for George Hill. It's a pretty bad trade. I'm looking it up now. I'm looking up bad trades, bad draft day trades. Sonics trading Scottie Pippen to the Bulls in 1987. That was pretty bad. That is pretty bad. The Bulls acquired Scottie Pippen and a 1989 first rounder from the Sonics in exchange for Olden Polynice, a 88 second rounder, and an 89 first rounder. So the Bulls gave up a little bit more. So still, Scottie Pippen for Olden Polynice, that's pretty lopsided, but the Bulls gave up more. And of course, the Hornets drafting Kobe Bryant, trading him to the Lakers after Kobe did his magic to shimmy on down to the number 13 pick in the draft and then getting traded for Vlade Divac. That's not a great trade. It's not a great trade either, trading an old-ass Vlade Divac for Kobe Bryant. But that was like a move because Kobe didn't want to play in Charlotte. He really only wanted to play in L.A. and kind of maneuvered to do that. So could really be up there. Could really be rocketing up the charts, especially when that pick conveys to the Celtics. I'm going to say possible number one worst trade for these reasons. One, Celtics really tricked the Sixers. Sixers probably could have got Markelle Fultz at 3. And if Fultz would have went 1 to the Celtics, oh no, they end up with Jason Tatum or Lonzo Ball, and they don't have to give up that precious Kings pick. That's the only way that this trade doesn't end up being top 3 worst draft day moves of all time. Even if Markelle Fultz is good, is if the Kings are somehow really good this year and they make the playoffs and win the NBA championship, and then they have a pick at the end of the first round, who really cares? It's not that bad of a move then. Or if they're the worst team and get the number 1 pick, and then the Sixers keep that pick. That's the only thing saving it from not being a disastrous trade. Even if Markelle Fultz becomes an all-star caliber player because of what the Sixers gave up and got tricked into doing it when he probably would have been there when they picked anyway. Thanks, Johnny Goodtimes, for reminding me about that. And how dumb I was in celebrating the move. How stupid. I actually said stuff at the time like, oh, well, they're not going to need that pick. This is the piece. They're going to have too many good players. I remember saying that. If they have that Sacramento pick 2 years from now, they're going to have too many good players. That's the kind of dumb Sixers fan I was. Retweet Armageddoning with the rest of the rights to Ricky Sanchez bozos. The Sixers are going to be fine. They're going to be a top. The only team they can't beat is Boston, and that's why it's so frustrating. And, the Warriors. They're not beating the Warriors as currently constructed. I think they could compete with anybody else, but the fact that Boston's in their division and is not like a team that's going anywhere for a long time because they're so well set up with young players in addition to their veterans. The only thing they have to do is figure out how to keep a somewhat deep enough team to compete for the next as long as they want. It's a bad move. It'll be okay, right? Who am I asking? Am I asking myself? Am I asking you? That's not how this show works. You ask me. I don't ask you. Somebody ask me if it's going to be all right, and then I'll have to think about it more. Ask me what I would do if I was the Sixers to try to compete with Boston. I would build a time machine and go back in time and not make that trade. And ask me if it's all going to be all right. Please ask me if it's all going to be all right. Please. Please ask me if it's all going to be all right. Thanks for the question, Johnny Good Times. I really appreciate it. John Bilancini. That's how quickly we move on to the next topic, especially when I'm getting very sad at the end of it. He has a fun season preview question. He wants to know, which rookie am I most excited for? There's a great rookie class in the NBA this year, and a lot of them are looking really skilled. It's crazy, just like the type of work that like NBA players put in now, and what you can watch in between seasons. It's pretty good. I'm excited for a lot of them. Which one am I most excited for? Let's go. So DeAndre Ayton looks like a beast. He looks like he's going to possibly average 20 and 10 as a rookie, which does not happen very often. He's going to get a lot of Phoenix. I'm excited to watch Phoenix. They're going to be a fun team to watch. Ayton's really good. Marvin Bagley, pick number 2. I'm not too excited for him, but, a teammate of his, Harry Giles, a red shirt rookie. I'm pretty excited for Giles. He's making some ridiculous passes out there, and if he's healthy, I'm really rooting for Harry Giles. I'm really rooting for that guy. I hope he fulfills the potential before he got injured various times and set his career back. Luka Doncic, very excited for Luka. Very excited for him. He's going to be a goofy wizard with the ball where you're like, how is he looks like he's moving so slow, yet he's tricking people, which is one of the best things on the basketball court. When somebody's like, he's got to be like hypnotizing him or something. He's got to be doing some kind of weird trick with his eyes where like the guy is like, he's like a snake or something, because he's not moving that fast. I could tell by watching, and he's not really... He's not slick, but somehow he's getting past people, and it works. And he's an incredible passer, and he's got no conscience when he shoots the ball. He will step back and take a 35-foot jump shot in somebody's face without even thinking about it twice. He's going to be a lot of fun. Jaren Jackson Jr., I like his game. I'm not really excited to watch Memphis. Couldn't care about Trae Young. Mo Bamba, I will watch me some Mo Bamba. He's going to be a long, goofy weirdo and will look like a baby deer trying to walk out on the... But then he shoots those three-pointers, and it's like, whoa. Wendell Carter, he's a terror on the court. He has some sick block shots. Kevin Knox, Mikal Bridges. Kevin Knox and Miles Bridges. Sorry, missing up the Bridges is. They're gonna throw down some nasty dunks. I'm interested in seeing what Michael Porter can do once he hits the court. Of all these, though, I think it's Luka Doncic. Donkey Kong. He's the one. It's Luka. He has the weird hype around him. Some people hype him up so much. One of the best EuroLeague players of all time, the EuroLeague MVP. Other people are like, he just doesn't seem like he's going to be good. He doesn't seem like he's got the athleticism to play in the NBA, which is what I want to see dominate. I want to see a guy just trick people constantly like he's some sort of basketball magician. That is what I want to see. Luka Doncic. He's the rookie I'm most excited for. We've got a question from Megan Gailey. Thank you very much for your questions, everyone. And Megan wants to know, why does no one take the Pacers seriously? Which is a really good question. The Pacers are a solid, really good basketball team. I don't watch the Pacers much, and I like them. I like the Pacers a lot. Victor Oladipo is an exciting player. He flies. People love watching Russell Westbrook, and Oladipo is just as exciting as Russell Westbrook and less frustrating, I think. You know who I love? I love young Sabonis to God, Domantas Sabonis. I love that guy. Loved his father. I love his whole family. I don't know his mom, but I love her just because she married Arvydas and birthed Domantas. I really like his game a lot. Miles Turner, he had a fun offseason showing his body off on Instagram. Pacers are a team that I like. Tyreek Evans, very under the radar signing in the offseason. Flying under the radar. Why do people underrate the Pacers? Here's why: because Boston's got such a deep roster, and they're Boston, and Philly has the Embiid and Ben Simmons, so people want to rally around them. Toronto made crazy moves in the offseason. They fired their coach. They traded for Kawhi. They're making big moves. Milwaukee has Giannis. Indiana's just the team that's kind of left quiet. They surprised a lot. Nobody thought they would be good last year. Oladipo was the comeback player of the year. He really turned it on. People think maybe it was a lucky season. People think maybe Oladipo also looks like a little boy, kind of. He looks very young. He looks younger than he is. So maybe people think that, I don't know, he's got a babiness about him. Is that wrong to say? He looks so young out there. He really does. He's got a baby face. People underestimate the Indiana Pacers because Victor Oladipo, he smiles a lot. He seems like he's got a pleasant demeanor, and he's got a baby face, and that's not going to get you a lot of respect. Victor Oladipo's baby face is why the Pacers are disrespected. That is the number one reason. It's got somewhat to do with the rest of the things that I said, but mostly to do with Victor Oladipo's baby face, which is good. You want to be underestimated. You want the bar to be set low because then it's easy to clear. That's my number one rule in life. Set the bar as low as possible. You want to fly under the radar, and then, the radar lost you, and you're gone. You're flying past everybody. When you fly under the radar, you can't get caught. Right? I think that's how radars work. I didn't go to radar school, okay? I didn't go to school to learn how radars work. I don't even know what it stands for. Rad. And then I don't know what else. Just rad. Radars are rad. That's what radar stands for. RADAR. The RAD is for radars, and then the AR is for rad. Radars are rad. It's kind of a weird way to define yourself. I don't know why that's the acronym for radar, but it is. And that is our show for today. Thank you so much for your questions. Keep them coming. You can send them on Twitter, #AskAaronNBA, @AaronHerzog. You can send them on Facebook, send them via email, send them via carrier pigeon. Write it down, mail it to me if you know my mailing address. I'll give you my email address, but not my mailing address. You can shout it to me if you see me on the street. Keep listening. Thank you very much. I'm going to keep doing these because I think I have fun doing them. I think. We'll see you tomorrow. That is a question. It's not a promise. We'll see. It's a surprise. Goodbye.